Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Today we are going to have another lecture on politics and the English language. And in this lecture, we are going to discuss about major themes which are presented in this essay. Then we will also talk about its strength. And then we will talk about criticism on this essay. Let's start. When we talk about major themes in this essay, the first one is language and thought, how language and thought are connected, how they influence. It is one of the central themes of the essay. Rather, we can say it is the central theme of the essay. It will not be incorrect. Orwell argues that language and thought constantly influence each other. When language becomes vague, thought becomes vague. Similarly, when language becomes precise, thought becomes precise. Let's see one quotation. If thought corrupts language, language can also corrupt thought. So we can say that this essay suggests that linguistic decline ultimately leads to intellectual decline. If language is declining, it means your thought is declining. Your intellectualism or intellectuality is declining. That is very serious matter. Orwell is pointing out. So second one is political manipulation. Political language often disguises reality. Governments and political institutions use euphemisms and abstractions to justify conversational actions. Sorry, not conversational, it is controversial actions. So, where controversy may rise. So, instead of saying civilians were killed, politicians may say pacification measures were undertaken. The purpose is to reduce emotional impact and moral responsibility. Don't want to take responsibility of their actions. Political language is designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectable. That is important quotation. It means that language becomes an instrument of power. Language manipulates. If it wants to, whatever it wants to show, it can. It is powerful. It can make the usurper innocent and a victim a usurper. So, next one is truth versus deception. These are two common rivals. You will find these common rivals in different writings, not even in this one. In other writings, you'll also find in dramas, in novel, in other genres of literature. Orwell believes language can either reveal truth or conceal it. Clear language exposes reality. Vague language hides reality. So they are opposite to rivals, big rivals. The struggle between honest communication and manipulation is one of the essay's central concerns. So we can say that language has ethical consequences. It has relation with ethics. Language can create unethical or can produce unethical results. Fourth one is intellectual responsibility. Orwell place responsibility on writers. He thinks that writers should think carefully, they should avoid cliches, they should reject pretentious diction, they should use language honestly. The essay, therefore, becomes a moral appeal as well as linguistic analysis. So we can say that writing is an ethical activity. It is part of our ethics, using a language carefully and with honesty is part of our ethics. If you are not doing, it means it is immoral, it is unethical. Then the last fifth one is power of words. Words are never neutral. They take sides, right? So language can uh, serve different purposes. It can inform, it can persuade, it can inspire, it can manipulate, even it can control, because language shapes public perception, public understanding, their thinking. It possesses enormous social and political power because it shapes public opinion. So we can say control over language often means control over thought. So these are five major themes which are presented in this very, very interesting argumentative essay. So let it analyze this essay critically. It has strengths and it also has certain criticism. So first we'll talk about strength of the essay. Number one, it is clear and practical. Orwell identifies specific problems and offers practical solutions. It's not general. Unlike many theoretical discussions of language, his essay provides concrete guidance. It is specific. It is concrete. It is denotative. So second strength is political relevance. Orwell demonstrates how language functions within political systems. His observations remain relevant in modern politics, media, advertising, and even public relations. Third strength of this essay is moral dimension. The essay elevates language from a technical issue to an ethical issue. It involves ethics. It involves morality. Clear language becomes a defense of truth and democracy. Fourth strength is many contemporary phenomena like political spin, media manipulation, corporate jargon, and misinformation. All these contemporary phenomena confirm Orwell's concerns. That is very positive strength or very strong point of this essay in this support. Now, let's talk about criticism. Number one, that is very common criticism, that is oversimplification. Critics say or argue that Orwell exaggerates the relationship between language and thought. Human thinking is influenced by many factors beside language. Language is not the ultimate factor. There are other factors too. So he has not talked about those factors. Then second one is underestimation of specialized language. Scientific and technical disciplines often require specialized vocabulary. They require jargons. So not all jargon is unnecessary. Sometimes they are the ultimate choice. You can have no choice other than but to use jargon. The third one is Orwell breaks his own rules. Ironically, some scholars note that Orwell occasionally violates the very principles he recommends by himself. This suggests that language cannot always be governed by strict rules. That is the important point. That is the important criticism. We cannot overlook that. So let me evaluate at the end in very short 5 to 7, 8 sentences. Politics and the English language is ultimately a defense of intellectual honesty. Orwell argues that clear language is not simply a matter of style. It is essential for truth, it is essential for critical thinking, and it is essential for democratic society. Through his discussion of cliches, jargon, euphemism, political rhetoric, and linguistic decay, he demonstrates how language can either il- illuminate reality or conceal it. The essay remains one of the most influential works on language because it reminds readers that every choice of words is also a choice about truth. Clear language encourages clear thinking, while dishonest language criticizes confusion and manipulation. For Orwell, therefore, we can say the struggle for good language is inseparable from the struggle for truth and freedom. They are same. So, so that was the most important essay we have read. If you have any questions, you can inbox me. Thank you for watching.